Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Red, where I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did some more side quests. We did the Tamterra Deepcroft Heart and learned the sad story of Edda, the adventurer who we ran into much earlier into the game, the White Mage. And in this episode we're going to go and continue with the things we were doing. I was almost about to do this last episode, where I noticed that I was an hour and almost 20 minutes in a recording. So, yeah. Who's just falling asleep? Nice. Overconfident fools! You think your raids here go unnoticed? What treachery is this? You are of the Brotherhood of Ash? Of Ash, yes. We are. Though we number but few, we shall be your death this day. Traitorous heathens, your victory will come at a price. Attacking when the enemy's back is turned, your ancestors return in their graves. I'm just standing here. A soldier's life is one of peril, and the first rule of war is to understand the mind of your enemy as well as your own. Your presence is noted here, adventurer, but this is our battle. You need not become involved. I'm Hammursga, and I lead the Brotherhood of Ash. We are what remain now that the all-consuming flames have reduced the rest of my people to unthinkable zealots. You interest me, child of Eorzea. Be it fortune or fate, I would not ignore the forces that sought to bring us together. I extend to you an invitation to join us at the Ring of Ash. She's riding the best mount in the game. It's my favorite mount. Casual, yet refined. Oh, right. Once again, didn't block the chat. Whatever. Welcome to the Ring of Ash, adventurer. This place serves as home for our humble gathering of soldiers. My brothers and I ever seek to hone our martial prowess and honor the blood of our ancestors. We keep to the old ways, of the desert nomad and of the warrior. To those who are worthy, we show the proper respect regardless of origin. Your aura, it carries the reek of brimstone. Could you be one of the champions said to have laid low the Lord of the Inferno? Then I would have you understand the curse that has befallen our fanatic brethren. They have forgotten the code that governs our people, the glory that comes with a warrior's death. They spirit away the weak and the feeble, and offer them up in exchange for the barbed blessings of a hoary god. Day after day I witness this shameful act of my kin. The honor of the Amalja is a faded, paltry thing, no longer driven by the righteous fortunes of battle. It is these kidnappings that most stoke the flames of my fury, why the victims often bear no arms at all. What triumphs can be found in such a cowardly attack? We are hunters, my brothers and I, and the fallen Amalja who huddle in Zanrak our prey. If you share my outrage, then I bid you join in our kin war. No, I will not accept this pretender. You claim to be one of the heroes that felt Ifrit. I've cut down a dozen men who boasted that feat. More likely you slew a guttering fire sprite and convinced yourself was the king of the seventh hell. I did not ask for your counsel, Loenga. I and I alone make this decision for the Brotherhood. You better not stray into the path of my arrows, adventure. You have too many enemies for me to waste ammunition on puffed-up heroes like you. Forgive this interruption. I shall vouch for the authenticity of your claim. Only one who has faced and defeated ffXIV could have the scent that you do. Past glories, however, will not impress my soldiers. Prove yourselves through your actions, and you might find the reception here improved. Our foes are the Amalja of Zanrak. We shall break the fangs that feast on the helpless. Our target is clear, and our resolve unshakable. Right, and another quest. We, the Amalja, were once simple nomads who roamed the vast plains of the Pogglethon. If any sought to impede our path, we relished the challenge to our skills at arms. For as long as our people have existed, it has been the tradition for aging warriors to make the pilgrimage to the holy land of Zanrak, and there confront the spectre of death. It is an honor to cast one's time-tempered soul into the sacred flames, and return one's body to ash. But these craven whelps of Zaharak quaver before death's inevitability. They seek not to fortify their spirits, instead groveling before a deity for the strength they do not deserve. I have not the words to express my disgust for the manner of this groveling, this subjugation of the meek by contemptuous weaklings. The path to true greatness lies only in conquering those greater than oneself, and in the doing, attaining mastery over one's own failings. War leader, there is trouble. The Flamefangs have scented fresh prey. We must sound the call to arms. It seems you shall have the chance to prove your talents, adventurer. Show the Brotherhood your unbending steel. Lo and Ga. Your wish, war leader? This warrior is known by the name of Longa. Though her form may be Mikote, her soul harbors a raging blaze to match that of any Amalja soldier. We of the Brotherhood know only the struggle for martial perfection. Tribe, clan, gender, these details matter not. Longa, you will accompany our newest ally into battle. What? Why choose me for this task? Surely there are others more fitting. Some hatchling in training, perhaps? Enough. I go wary of your insolence. Shall I have my blade answer for your mewling? No, war leader. It shall be as you command. Now we shall see you for the charlatan you are. Meet me at this spot on your map. I pray your screams are short-lived. My lady, you would benefit from having more clothes, probably. He says after my white mage debacle with Lynn. Ugh. Yeah, that was an experience. Ba-ba-dum. Oh, Heroes of the Second. What a shitty fate. Waiting. Flamefang pugilists and Flamefang archers. Nah, balls. Yeah, fuck it, let's go and do shift cast. But wow. Obliterated that fool. An ally of the Brotherhood. Phew, you made short work of those raiders. I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you have my thanks. I'd heard the Amalja were snatching folk from the trade routes again, but I thought that was just my rivals trying to scare me out of business. After all, the roads have been safe enough until now. I'll have to hire a guard or two for the next time I pass through here. Damn beastmen. Sellsword wages do so eat into a man's profit. I expected you to die here. Come now, return to the Ring of Ash. The skittish boy. Boy. You're no hatchling in battle, that much is obvious, but do not think me so easily impressed. There's yet a question of your resolve. The Brotherhood of Ash is a conclave of elite warriors under the command of Hamujga. The He waged a war of attrition against the zealots of Zanrak. Those fallen Amalja built altars and pitch camps wherever they please, convincing themselves they are the masters of the Holy Land. It must feel brave indeed to challenge none but the weak and undefended. Recall the raiders you had recently faced? They were members of the Flamefangs, a faction among the Zanrak Amalja that, more than any other, delight in kidnappings. Naturally, they also draw the most ire of the Brotherhood. It is our mission to see these ambitions ground into dust and their leaders slain. Indeed, it is the duty of all who would call themselves true Amalja warriors. And now, a warning. Do not seek to meddle too deeply in our affairs. This war is not some distraction to be dabbled in by outsiders such as you. You think my words unconvincing? You think that I, too, am no Amalja? To the seven hells with what you think. Go, make your report to Hamujga, before he has to find himself a new pet adventurer. Honored ally, news of your battle has spread through the camp. By all accounts, you fought with uncanny ability. None may now doubt that yours was the hand that slew a raging god. If our cause rings true in your heart, then I would further welcome your aid. But you unleash your fury alongside the soldiers of Ash? I will. Let the Zealots fear our coming. Well said. Yours is a true warrior's heart. Though we differ in many ways, the foe that we would topple is the same. Let us vow death to the Flamefangs. Theirs is a fire that cannot be suffered to burn. As we unlock the tribal quest, it's called actually. We now have a neutral reputation with the Brotherhood of Ash. Amalja tribal quests are now available from Fibib Ga at the Ring of Ash. Furthermore, you may now purchase wares from the Brotherhood of Ash vendor. The tribes and their tribulations. The many tribes you can encounter in your travels are beset with a myriad of problems. By helping each tribe resolve its issues through tribal quests, you can improve your reputation among its members. The quests that are available change on a daily basis, and you can accept up to 12 in a single day. However, you cannot accept a new quest while the previous days is still in progress. To view your reputation among the tribes, you can just go here. Reputation. So I'm now neutral with the Amalja. So let's go and do some of these quests. A shell to scry on. The zealotry of ffXIV devotees knows no bounds. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to read this, to be honest. Because these are just like daily quests. Sure, I guess they might have some form of lore in them or whatever. But it's not that important, in my humble opinion. So I'm not going to read these repeatable quests. The other reason is because I won't be able to read everything, because I won't be able to get every single freaking quest, probably. And if I get them, like, this is something that I'm gonna do off camera a lot of the times too, by the way. This together with, like, roulettes, which I will eventually unlock more of. Those two things are gonna be things that I'm going to be doing off camera when I'm not recording or whatever. Just, like, daily stuff that I can just do. However, when we reach, like, a next rank in, when we reach the next rank in a B stripe, we get like a story-focused quest, basically, to advance us to the next level. And when those get unlocked, I'll go and do those. Like, I'm gonna record, of course. Those are very much story-based while we record those. And now we get to fight one of these things. This is really annoying sometimes. These quests, in my humble opinion, are a little bit of a pain in the ass. Also, the fact that it's daily makes it even worse. In my humble opinion. It's not horrendous by any means, but it's definitely like one of the weaker things in this game, I would say. Right, but that is also just because I personally don't like having to do daily shit. Let's... Have more ash. What is this strange sorcery? The enemy is still I guess the enemy was technically still about, yes. That was weird. There we go. Have some ash. No, not my ash. Right. And then we need to go and defeat one more of these flaming beacons. Thaumaturge is not happy with me doing that. The reason why I'm doing this right now is because, you know, daily stuff. May as well do them. And the other reason why I'm doing them is because I think I can do these 3, and that's instantly going to unlock like their next tier, so. Also, I think at some point when I was like recording, I ran into a legendary site. And what does that mean? You may ask yourself. I ran into an ice mage. So, I know that some people actually did that, but there are indeed like black mage, like people who play black mage and don't use fire. They just use ice, and it's just ice mage. You technically don't run out of MP, but you also do not anywhere close to the amount of damage that you should be doing. So that was interesting. It's just very interesting to see like people play black mage who have no idea what to do as black mage. But I guess you can say that about like any role or job in this game. Right, is there anything of this? These red horde cores are often used to incinerate materials, they're otherwise resistant to ordinary fires. Nothing too special about that. Reputation! You know, yeah. You can unlock mounts and minions and other stuff. Okay, so apparently oh wow, it's only by 10. Holy shit. I forgot about that because the way that it works in Heavensward onwards is that any of these quests just give you 50 points. But these give me 10 points per beated quest? My god, that's insane. Alright, moving on. There's also, of course, a vendor. From whom we can purchase a lot of these things. And then eventually more. The more, like, the higher you rank, the more you will, you'll be able to buy. So that, my friends, should normally be everything in Thanalan. Actually, wait, no. Let's go to Ul'dah and let's see if there's still anything that I might be able to do. Because I am a little bit unsure about that. So, the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen, which we will do. I think that will probably be like one of the final quest things that we're gonna do. Because that one's gonna take a long ass time. I can guarantee you that. Taking the red is for Red Mage. You want to be a Weaver, you know, Weaver, Miner, and Goldsmith. Gone to Pieces, which is, I think, a crafting thing. Let's go to the Husting Strip. And there's just so you want to be an Alchemist. So, there we go. We are done with Thanalan, my friends. At least for the time being. There's still some more stuff to be done in Thanalan, but for the moment, we are good. Now let's go to Limzalaminza. And start doing the quest around here. Around here. So we have Out of the Blue, which is the Blue Mage quest line. We will do the Blue Mage stuff at a later point. Basically, once we finish Stormblood, that is when I will do the Blue Mage stuff. Because I kind of need, well, it would be handy. To just be able to do like the Blue Mage stuff like in a row. Instead of having to cut in between those every single time. Let's see. An Eggy by any other name. Oh, this allows you to change... yeah. Back in the water. Yep, there's a lot of side quests. Let's just begin. Hello. By way of thanks for delivering my scattered lavender, I have a nugget of information that may prove useful to you. You see, I was recently approached by an unkept seafarer, which is not, I admit, particularly unusual for a man in my profession. What was unusual was that he offered a generous sum of gil to be introduced to any adventurers I might know. In my experience, sailors are not known to carry such a wealth of coin about their person, especially with the alehouse of Limsa so close at hand. Kidnappings have not been uncommon these past months. I suggest you take this information and speak with Glazrael, the guard who stands at the entrance of to East Hawker's alley. It never hurts to show a spirit of cooperation to the authorities, lass. Excuse me, miss, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service, of which the Bruguiere Consortium has certainly been the beneficiary. That's a word. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman. Loanward. Along with our profuse gratitude. Right, and then there's even one more. Pushko. Sweetnix is beauteous gobby and crafty smart trade maker. Sweetnix makes busy deals with Uplander. Need to deliver letter to Gate of Melvian. But Sweetnix has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to Gate of Melvian for Sweetnix. Uplander delivers letter to Tax Lady Patajda? Yes! Glazrael. That is disturbing news. Your initiative is appreciated, Adventure. I'll have the captain place the Yellow Jackets on high alert. Ah, and while I have your ear, I need you to visit Fridwit. And tell her that that same thing you told me. You'll find her a bit further down East Hawker's alley. Fridwit has frequent dealings with adventurers, so any warnings you could give her should soon spread through the city. Swasbliet. You, Miss Adventurer, I've worked for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Should yet not see you balk at a simple task, all you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kirkaroon, and Sunnyhill. Write down all you see on the price list on this price list and hand it to Bainsung on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your services. Greetings, miss. Might I interest you in the service of a retainer? What's this? Some suspicious seafarer is on the prowl for gullible adventurers. A profitable suspect in the recent kidnappings, you think? Well, I'll be sure to pass on that warning to my customers. What with all the merchants and travelers milling through Hawker's Alley, these kinds of unsavory activities can often go unnoticed. In any case, I promise to keep a sharp lookout for anyone being accosted by strange-looking sailors. Yes. Also, another thing I'm gonna do, since I'm here, I'm gonna dump the freaking gear that I don't need anymore. Also, I apparently made money. Oh, I did. Nice. Not this. Entrust items. Armory chest. I will entrust all of this freaking gear that I'm not going to be using for the moment. I'm basically holding on to this gear for when I reach Heavensward and unlock those jobs. Because the fun part about the Heavensward jobs is the fact that they decided that it was a good idea to make it so that when you unlock the jobs, you unlock them at level 30. Although you're doing level 50 content, that's going to give you jobs at level 30. Why? Because fuck you. So yeah. That is a thing. Speaking of things being a thing, that's all the gear. Oh boy. Alright, 1 interruption later. Let's go and put all of this stuff in there. Because I don't need any of it. Well, at the moment. And there we go. Finally. That's gonna clean up some of my inventory. Or in any case, my armory chest, so I don't have to deal with that entire shtick. Well met, last. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldik and Vermilies. Or Vermilies, whatever. I don't even know. I wish I knew, but I didn't. Right. Good for what ails you. Oh my, oh dear. My cascavale is gone, and it had to be the one I ordered by someone who doesn't brook tardiness. I would bring the matter to the Maelstrom, or perhaps seek help from the Yellow Jackets, but my client would likely frown on involving anyone official. An adventurer such as yourself, though, would be capable of doing such a little unofficial investigation. Will you find the stolen ale for me? It was right outside Fisherman's Bottom. Someone surely saw something. Was that you would have the client's name? Oh, none of that. This question creates opportunities. Now, do go to Fisherman's Bottom and make your inquiries before this cult of mine grows worse. Cough. The bloody executioner's cough. Kakaroon, welcome. Welcome customer. Kakaroon loves his lovely trade. Kakaroon's goods are goodly made. Nice. A fine evening to you, miss. What can I interest you in? Why, you seem interested in almost everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. Yeah, one would made a list for Swazblade. Let's have it then. A piece of parchment containing prices from shops and stalls all over Limzalaminja. Nothing wrong with the markets, as far as I can tell. Yeah, you oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers right down across Auker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, class. Also, as much as I would love to continue, I think I'm gonna have to stop after this because my voice is taking a hit. I mean after this episode, of course. Right, hello. Where's Sweet Nix with those imports records? Without the proper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. Wow. The only thing written on this slip of parchment appears to be a mess of squiggly lines and randomly positioned inkblot. Why, these are Sweet Nix records. Glad I'm to see that they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he used to submit his papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limzalaminza is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweet Nix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. There's also another quest over here. Here at Melvian's Gain, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limzalaminza, and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we chase them down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sundimal, whom you will find at the Octant, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. I would be grateful if you could... Oh, whoops. If you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask Sundimal when you meet him, and he will point you in the right direction. Alright, so let me also go and switch over to Summoner for a moment and get this. Well, if it isn't Lynn, precisely the woman I wish to see. You will recall Ymithra of the Sons of Saint Cornac. Well, she recently finished compiling her research into summoning. I was kind enough to send a copy of it to their guild. I was pleased to note that you are listed as a collaborator. I must say it is quite a fascinating read, especially the sections covering those essences of primals called Eggy. You're able to manifest the beings yet? Wonderful. In which case, I would like your assistance with an experiment. If you're willing, pray join me in the practice area. I will reveal the details there. Destination. Forgot to block the chat again. I don't know how long that has happened, but... Well. My apologies for the wait. To begin with, might I ask you to call forth an Eggy? I'd very much like to see one with my own eyes. Perhaps the Ifrit Eggy would be suitable? I understand that was the first such being to be summoned. Yes, a most impressive being indeed. Created, according to Ymithra, in the image of the entity which one most closely associates with fire, Ifrit. It is my hypothesis that the same fundamental principle could be employed to alter the form of an Eggy, by calling to mind another image. Pray summon Ifrit Eggy again, but this time focus your consciousness upon Carbuncle. It shouldn't be difficult, given the bond you share. Brilliant, my theory holds. Whilst it takes the form of a carbuncle, there's no mistaking its ethereal composition. I should not imagine that the abilities it wields have changed. For all intents and purposes, it is still an Ifrit Eggy. But now we know that there is no limit to an Eggy's appearance. Well, I must be returning to my post. Let us continue this upstairs. Also, block the chat. Son of a bitch. It's not like anything happened in the chat, but whatever. At least nothing super important. Then you have my thanks for indulging me. This experiment has unearthed a new world of possibilities for arcane entities, and I hope you'll find use of it. Use of the discovery. Use for the discovery. An Eggy's outer appearance can now be altered by using /pet climber. For example, if you want your Garuda Eggy to appear as if it were Ruby Carbuncle, use the next command, /pet climber, Garuda Eggy, Ruby Carbuncle. For details, enter /pet climber. So you can basically change what your pet looks like, but for me, I'm gonna just keep it the way it is. Right, back to Black Mage. Back to black. After a cask. Well, can't rightly say if it's your cask, but there was a big fella come by recently carrying one. He asked me if I had smoked Mackey's. What would go down nice with ale? Tain't the only thing I know neither, that I swore black. And you know what that means. The bloody executioners. Did I see someone walk off with a cask of ale? Why, sure, it was during the afternoon offloading. Fellow didn't look like a thief though, hoisted the cask and walked right over to the Astalicia. Looking for a dozen cast of ale, eh? Hey, aye, I'll help you. Dozen ain't a bad sort, for a Swyvern trader. Or was a toper come asking after a cask, wanted to know if it was ale, the poxy fool. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, what does this do? Is this like the repair stuff? Yeah. What are you looking at? This is a dance duel. A dance duel. Much more important than anything you got. Much more. You may be able to scamper up the rigging into the crow's nest. Can you get down? Not for a siren's tape. You great clodhopper. Begging pardon, Captain, but there ain't no Makotail life heavier on her feet than a great Kalutan Rogan ninjutsu yourself. Well said, Captain, and well retorted, you bloody Sunseeker, or was you a Moonkeeper? What other last I got there? Ah, Who even cares, am I right? Who are you? Who are you anyway? There was a whole passel of you before, but now there's only one. That's a miser's trick, it is. Nope, nothing worse than a miser. There's a horse on what was a madrigal, admiral. What was his name? He didn't like no drinking nor dancing. Bad for corals? Can't be right. Corals. Of course you're right there, lassie. Should never have doubted myself. Anyways, this madrigal, I'll call him Madrigal Pinchfist, passed the grease like there was farts. He'd create no dancing within a hand's reach of spirits. But no madrigal smarter than a sailing man. We just stopped reaching with our hands altogether. We invented step dancing. That's what Madrigal Pinchfist and his corals. Ah, that's right, lassie. Gets me all fired up too. Makes you think like, oh, I know, you want to dance all this time? I just thought you was being churlish, but... No, I insist, dance first, talk later. That's the way of it. Why, you cagey sea fox, dance like sailing folk, you do. You could swear there was 3 of you, or was I just... never mind. You was practically a sister now, you ask me anything. A casket daughters of Zale. Carried it off from Fisherman's Bottom my very own self, I did. Had to. Matter of fact, we already drank all we had aboard. Of course, Dotterson's getting paid for it someday. Don't make a difference if he frets at night or two. Heh. Why, you reprobate warsome! That's the tale of the cask you lugged in? Blackguard, you dare call yourself a bloody executioner! I'll hugger-mugger about what belongs to who? Dotterson has the cards, not to buell about the colours we wear, and you play him for a fool? I'm sorry, Count. What was I thinking? It's got to fix that. I do. It's what they call a coral failing. Adventurer, I beg your pardon for my man. I swear, Limley mistook him for an oyster and gave him grit for brains when she made him. This dialogue is amazing. Since you're already here, how about you square our account with Dotterson? Take his payment to him. We'd be much obliged. You danced with us and all, so I'm trusting the guild won't inspire any moral failings in you. That's some long keel on the Anastasia, if you take my meaning. Well, that was an experience right there. Can I just jump off of the ship over here? Nice. That was pretty good dialogue, though. I really enjoyed that dialogue. Time to go and talk to Lonward. Oh there, Lynn. You're looking to head inside? Package for Dutiful Sisters. A plain wrapped box unmarked, save for the words Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss. What's this then? Parcel from the Bruggear Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies, and a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. Them Consortium cults know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You'll let Yunashim know we're always here, should our boss ever have need of us again. Nice. And thus we run again. And again. And again. Our planner delivered letter to Gate of Melvian. Our planner has white heart and swift legs. Tax Lady Pataja has kind backwards for Sweetnix. Sweetnix has outflow of joy for Tax Lady Pataja. Sweetnix is happy gobby. Gives Uplander jingly chime. Thank you for that jingly chime, buddy. Appreciate that. Delivered the package as I requested. Very good. I shall pass on the sister's sentiments to my superior. What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? I'm quite sure an adventurer of your stature has already glimpsed the truth behind the facade. For a business such as ours, their presence in the city is incredibly reassuring. That's interesting, because the quest would basically be different depending on whether or not you've already done the rogue quest line or not. A letter from Melvian Gate, you say? This booklet, penned by a log assessor from Melvian's Gate, contains the names of merchants who have yet to pay the duty on the goods they imported into Lim Salaminta. And more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well. If I catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper dragon, you'll find the place. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I do kind of want to finish this quest, and then we'll go and end off for today. There you are, and not a moment too soon. Did you find my ale? Money owed Dodazon by the Blood Executioners for delivery of ale. Ah, well, that's the price I was to receive. But where did you get it? Oh, from the bloody... from the clients themselves. I see. Yes, there's always a blustery young fellow like that. Hasn't earned his swallows or stars yet, I'll wager. Cards, you say? Captain Moanskate is kind to say so. I'm sure, but I hail from Milda. We trade with anyone if they have the guild to pay. Pirates, princes, they're all the same to me. And if I know these particular pirates, and I do, they'll be wanting another cask soon to drink away this little fracas. Many thanks, adventurer. As we learn the step dance. Oh no, step dance! That was a dumb joke. Where am I going? Apparently I was going to this place. I wanted to go to the higher map, but whatever. To the Bismarck! Bum, bada-bum. Right. Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. I dare say this may well put an end to their appetite, but this is in the best interests of the city-state. If any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Melvian's Gate is notified without delay. Savage. Alright, my friends. That, however, is going to conclude this episode of Just How I Was Playing Final Fantasy XIV. Next episode, we're going to go and continue with the Limsden quests. And maybe also more Lanoche. Like, we may also move on to another part of Lanoche. We'll have to see. Goodbye.